Finally, it's in the news and going viral. The truth about thyroids and how women, especially, are being told they're depressed or menopausal. You're just hormonal, and this is normal as you get older. It's actually an underactive thyroid, and others are being prescribed drugs that they don't even need, like antidepressants. Underactive thyroid, hypothyroidism, it is a common cause of weight gain. And how many of you have been complaining about that unexplained weight gain or just being tired and fatigued, aches and pains? And this is due to thyroid health. The thyroid is the master endocrine gland. It is also linked to serious illnesses, including a risk of dementia. But experts say that it can be years for a condition to be diagnosed, and most of the doctors are just saying, oh, you're just depressed or menopausal. Let's put you on an antidepressant, or this is just the way it is after you turn 50. At least 1 in 20 people have a disorder of the thyroid, and that number is getting higher and higher. I believe that is just those that are being diagnosed. And there are so many people walking around right now with suboptimal hypothyroidism or just, not feeling good. And it is because of their thyroid. The gland is producing too few of the hormones, and it's leading to symptoms like feeling cold, constipated, hair loss, dry skin, weight gain, water retention. Women are 10 times more likely to be affected than men. Of course, we always are. I feel like we're talking about women a lot lately. We're more affected by alcohol. We're more affected by thyroid. It's not really clear why, but it is shown that it's taking an average of 4.5 years for thyroid conditions to be diagnosed, according to a 2023 study of 1,200 patients. And it's even longer for patients with an underactive thyroid. You guys, you are your own doctor. You've got to listen to your body. What are your signs? Are your eyebrows thinning? Is your hair thinning? Are you not able to burn that fat regardless of what you eat and regardless what exercise you do? The problem is that there's a wide range of symptoms, right? And they can be easily misdiagnosed. And a lot of them are the same symptoms as women in menopause or mental illness. Well, you are depressed because you can't feel good. Of course you're depressed, right? So then your doctor puts you on an antidepressant, which wrecks your gut, which then will affect your thyroid even more. You'll probably gain even more weight, and it's this vicious cycle. So the problem is the typical doctor only tests the TSH and not the full thyroid panel. TSH is a pituitary hormone. It is not a thyroid hormone. It tells the thyroid it needs to produce inactive T4. That doesn't do the job. The T4 then has to be converted into the active T3 in the liver, mostly, and that is dependent on how clean your liver is. And most of us are walking around with fatty liver disease and a backed up liver. And so that conversion is not happening, and then that is going to affect your thyroid health, right? So your liver health is so important for overall well-being, not just your thyroid health. It is also going to be important for all of the things that we're talking about, including your menopausal symptoms and your mood. So both of those can be worsened by a dirty liver as well. It's been shown that most people on antidepressants actually have low thyroid, but the doctors don't test that. And so we're all talking about the same symptoms, but the wrong source of the problem, right? You don't have energy, you're losing your hair. That's just normal with menopause. Bye-bye. That's what typical doctors say. They don't give you any answers or hope. The good news is that you can actually live better in the second half of your life than the first. And I'm experiencing that. At 48, I have more energy and better cellular energy, which we're going to get into in a minute, than I ever did in my teens and my 20s. In the last few years, the amount of hypothyroidism in men has increased significantly, and I truly believe that at least 8 out of 10 women are suffering from suboptimal thyroid. Yes, you can get the blood test done, but the reality is, listen to your body. How do you feel? So what are the causes? Number one cause of depression and Hypothyroidism is iodine deficiency. Iodine is crucial for the synthesis of thyroid hormones, T3 and T4. That 3 and 4 represents the number of molecules of iodine. A lack of iodine in the diet is the #1 cause of hypothyroidism. 96% of the US is iodine deficient. That is step #1. Chances are you are deficient, and not all iodines are the same. I go into that on social media. Make sure you check out the sample of where I test the Iodine versus other iodines to see the absorption rate. #2 reason for hypothyroidism, iodine disruptors. So environmental toxins are known as iodine disruptors, and that interferes with the uptake and utilization of iodine by the thyroid gland. The most obvious ones, fluoride, bromide, chlorine. Did you know bromide is not even legal in Europe anymore? There's tons of other examples, and with 96% of the population deficient, the problem is huge. When the cells are iodine deficient, then the other halogens like fluoride, bromide, and chlorine in the same column of the periodic table, let's go back to chemistry, they fill those receptor sites. So those are those toxins that cause cancers, low thyroid, disease in the body. This is going to disrupt everything, your thyroid function. It will slow down the metabolism. It will actually disrupt the cellular function throughout all the body. The goal is to increase cellular energy, increase ATP, increase mitochondrial health. Whether you're on a paleo diet, a keto diet, a carnivore diet, or a vegan diet, the goal is for energy, right? We want energy and life, vitality, life force. All of that comes down to ATP. Okay, iodine produces 36 ATP per mitochondria, and without it, it only produces 2. That's an 18 times number. So iodine is #1. But you also have other endocrine disruptors. Endocrine meaning your adrenals, your hormones, your female and male hormones, your gonads, and your thyroid. The thyroid is the master endocrine gland, so it controls everything. So it is going to affect your menopausal symptoms. If your thyroid's not working, your menopausal symptoms are going to be worse. Also, your PMS symptoms are going to be worse if you're in your 20s, and you might have infertility issues if you don't have a healthy thyroid. The endocrine toxins are including the plastics, the pesticides, industrial chemicals. Then you've got the heavy metals such as lead and mercury. Those are affecting thyroid function. Radiation, our cell phones, our computers, all of that is affecting our thyroid. The spike protein, and they said this in the study, that the spike protein is slowing the metabolism, slowing thyroid function, and it's causing weight gain, it's causing water retention, inflammation, and so many other things. And it's happening in the liver. That's why it's so important to take care of your liver health and do those liver flushes that I talk about. Stress. We're under more stress than ever, especially as women, and the stress response releases cortisol. Now, during menopause, it's even worse because our ovaries are dying, and our female hormones are being taken over in our adrenals. Now, if our adrenals have that job on top of releasing that cortisol and our stress hormones, it's being tapped. And the cortisol is a fat storing hormone. So you're going to increase fat storage. It's going to slow down your metabolism and cause worsening symptoms. Processed foods, we've talked about it a lot. 70% of the American diet is processed foods. That is not real food, and it steals ATP from the body. Remember, ATP is the goal. We want to increase ATP, increase mitochondrial health. Well, that processed food, anything that you're opening a package, that is going to cause a lowering of ATP and energy. So the good news, what are the top 3 supplements to naturally restore your thyroid function and improve your hormonal and menopausal symptoms and your mood and get off those antidepressants? Acceleradine iodine. 96% of you are iodine deficient. Acceleradine iodine is the only singlet atom of iodine, meaning it has 100% bioavailability in all 100 trillion or quadrillion cells, however many cells you have in your body. It will get to every cell. It increases that ATP. other iodines out there, they have to be broken up to be used and be turned into those singlet atoms of iodine, right? Potassium iodide has to be broken up from the potassium and the iodine. And your body's so weak already, if you're suffering from these symptoms, it doesn't have the energy to do it. So you get very little effect. And even if you have 2 molecules of iodine together, the body has to break those apart. With acceleridine, it is one singlet atom of iodine that is like searching for those iodine receptor sites in all 100 trillion cells of the body. And it will do it easily. And that's why people see such a difference with it. It will displace the fluoride, chlorine, and bromide that we talked about. It will help alleviate the damage done by the spike protein, and it cleanses the blood so the liver can do its job, further detoxing the body from toxins related to hypothyroidism. With the acceleridine, you add in the accelerated thyroid. The accelerated thyroid is the most comprehensive natural thyroid supplement to help restore thyroid function. It has 3 main ingredients: the grass-fed thyroid glandular with an ancient herbal Ayurvedic formula known as Conchanar that I've been using for years and years, known to detox and support the thyroid. And then it also is helpful with nodules and so many other things, helps with water retention. Then we enhance it with scalar frequencies to clear emotional, physical shock from the body, improve your thyroid health, restore it, and also detox the halogens, heavy metals, radiation, all of those things that we talked about. Adding in the accelerated keto, because I mentioned the liver, the liver, the liver. Well, on a daily basis, the accelerated keto is going to not just increase your metabolism and fat burning by helping the ATP increase by 5 to 10 times, but it's cleansing the liver gently on a daily basis. And that's where the T4 converts into the active metabolism boosting T3. So that is really helpful for as well. So hopefully this was helpful. If you think it's just menopausal symptoms, or if you're on an antidepressant and you just think this is normal life as you are entering into that perimenopause or menopausal stage, think again. Get the full thyroid panel done. I hope this was helpful. If you need my help, you can contact me directly through my website, SaraBantaHealth.com. Happy to put together a protocol for you, and join my free group coaching on Telegram. There is no downside. I share daily tips and tools to improve your health and answer your questions, and you will be surrounded by an amazing community of people who are on a similar path. There's more information on my website, SaraBantaHealth.com. Don't forget to follow me on social media at Accelerated Health Products, and you can catch this podcast and all of my podcasts on over 100 platforms, including Spotify, iTunes, and iHeartRadio. Just search Accelerated Health TV and radio show. Remember, I'm live every Mondays and Tuesdays, and you can use coupon WELCOME10 to get 10% off your first order. Thanks again, and have a great week.